today we're going to make a cheese sauce, a nice basic cheese sauce, not a horrible one out of a packet, but a fresh one with flour, butter, cheese and milk, and that's it. Can use this cheese sauce for macaroni cheese, cauliflower cheese, broccoli cheese, anything where you need a cheese sauce, this is the one for you. Once I've made the cheese sauce, I'm going to go on and cook a controversial meal. Now, what it is, it's actually a dish that I used to make at school back in round about 1984, in the days where we had home economics lessons. If you're about my age, you'll remember going to school with a basket with all your ingredients in and coming home with something to feed your family for tea. Now, what I'm going to make has these ingredients: a tin of tuna, and the secret ingredient, a tin of marifat peas. Oh yes, we're doing a cheesy pea tuna bake delight from the 1980s. So let's get on with it, because I know you're really excited now. So let's take a look at the ingredients. We've got 300 millilitres of milk. I'm actually going to cook this in a loaf tin. It was a big quiche dish, casserole dish when I was at school, but I haven't got one and it won't fit in my oven. Splash of Worcester sauce, salt, white pepper. I've got 40 grams of butter and 40 grams of plain flour and 100 grams of mature cheddar cheese. And you're supposed to grate it, but I just chop it because it's going to melt anyway. And then, once we move on to the magical tuna surprise, we need a can of peas. You can use sweet corn. I'll tell you now, my daughter's not going to eat this because of the peas. I might have to scrape off the top bit. Tin of tuna, anything you want, oil, spring water. It would have been brine in the 80s. And some golden breadcrumbs. You can use fresh breadcrumbs. You can also use crushed up crisps. Okay, let's get cooking cheese sauce. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is, I've got butter on my hands now. I'm going to melt the butter over a low heat on my magical induction hob. I'm trying to show the food instead of me. I don't think you're going to miss looking at my face anyway, are you? So yeah, we'll leave that to melt. A low heat's quite important because butter burns and then it tastes like rancid, horrible. So we're going to cook this sauce on a low heat. It's worth waiting for. It's worth not rushing a good sauce because you don't want it to be lumpy either. Okay, the butter's melted, so now I'm going to pop in all of the flour. In it goes. And I'm just going to mix that together. And that basically makes the base of the sauce. The butter will melt into the flour, and that's how it thickens basically. It's called a roux sauce. How did I learn that? Home economics, correct. My daughter's at school now, so she's about the age I would have been when I was making this at home economics. They do food technology. Right, that's melted. I'm just going to cook it for about a minute on the low heat, just to get the starches doing whatever they need to do so it works. Anyway, she does food tag. Twice she's come home with food. She's come home with jam tarts. This is in, what, 4 years of secondary school or whatever it is. 3 years of secondary school. Right, again, you don't want to burn this. I've just done that to soften up the starches. Now what you're going to do on the low heat is add your milk bit by bit, stirring all the time. Okay? So add a bit, mix it up, add a bit, mix it up. I've noticed I look terrible from this angle. Shouldn't be doing cooking videos really. Really, I should be doing videos of me doing things with my hands, with it filming straight down at my hands. With the bingo wings not involved. Does anybody else's senior school kids actually do any cooking at school? You see, I know it sounds daft, but this cheese sauce, I mean, I really did learn this in the 80s. And as an adult, I've made so many meals using the things that I learned to cook at school. And my other daughter, I've got an adult daughter as well. She never learnt how to make sauce or anything. And when we did home economics, that's all the milk gone in. We learned to make bread, pastry, you know, all your basics that you need for making meals. And it served me so well throughout my adult life. But I don't know, they don't seem to do it anymore, do they? I'm going to pop a splash of Worcester sauce in. You can add mustard to cheese sauce. If I was doing cauliflower cheese or macaroni cheese, I'd put like a teaspoon of mustard in. But I don't want to, because I know there was no mustard back in the 80s. Pinch of salt. Once you've made your cheese sauce, taste it and add more salt and pepper as you want to. Bit of white pepper. You can use black pepper. I've got white, so. Now you see it's too thick. That's too thick. You might have to ignore what I said about 300 millilitres of milk. Chuck milk in, again bit by bit until it's the right consistency. Yeah, that's better. That's better. That was about 400 millilitres of milk. And you basically just keep doing that until you've got a nice consistency sauce. And the more you stir it, okay, the more you stir it, the more the lumps will come out, and there won't be any lumps. I've still got a couple of lumps, but I'm lazy. I'm going to put my cheese in. So that's 100 grams of mature cheddar cheese. Actually, it's extra mature. I think if you're going to make a nice cheese sauce, you need to be putting nice mature cheddars in. The better the cheese, the better the sauce. If you put a cheap, tasteless cheese in, you're going to have a cheap, tasteless sauce. So yeah, then you just stir it again until the cheese is melted, the lumps have gone. Taste it, adjust your salt and pepper, and that's it. It's done. And yeah, start with your 300 millilitres of milk and add more as you need it, because you can thicken it once it's gone too runny, but it's easier to do it the other way around, if you know what I mean. Oh yeah, God, clear instruction. Here we are, look. Lovely creamy cheese. Oh, it beeps when I take it off the hob. Lovely, perfect cream sauce. So that's the cheese bit done. I was also just going to say, my daughter can't even open a tin. Well, she can now because I've taught her. But I remember opening tins and all this stuff in home economics. They don't teach them nothing at school anymore. I don't know what they learn in food technology, but it's nothing about cooking. Right, the cheese sauce is done. Turned it off. I forgot to turn it off, but I've turned it off now. It's perfect. You know, you can just pour that over some pasta for a delicious family meal. It's like proper nice. I do that sometimes. Right, now I've got this. Really, you should use it. Ooh, I'm going to drop my spoon. Probably a better tin, but I'm experimenting. So in my loaf tin, £2 loaf tin I think it is, I've already drained my peas. I've drained my tuna, by the way. I put in the peas. Now I'm putting in the tuna. Right, okay, just put that over the top. I mean, you can put more tuna in, you can put more peas in, you can use sweet corn. Yeah, peas and sweet corn. Out of a tin. You can cook frozen one. You can put like, you know, frozen garden peas. That's gone in the bottom of there. Now I'm going to pour over sauce. Now, I'm not going to use all the sauce because I don't think my daughter's going to eat this. Mind you, I like it, so does it really matter? You may be thinking, what on earth would I serve this bizarre recipe with? It's really nice with garlic bread, chips, smiley faces, baguette. Oh, I've put it all in. Forget what I said. It's all going in. You know, you can serve it, it's quite runny. You can serve it with pasta, anything that your kids like or that you like. Now I'm going to sprinkle over the breadcrumbs. Now, I know for a fact the original recipe was like, you know, homemade breadcrumbs. But I remember my mum buying this. Yeah, and there we go. And all I'm going to do now is pop that in the oven on about 200 degrees. I don't know, gas mark 6, 7, for about 20 minutes just to heat through the tunas and peas. I'm going sideways now. And that's all there is to it. I know you think it's strange, but honestly it's really nice. I'll show it you when it's cooked. I'll show it you when I've served it. I'm probably going to do it with some fries. Smiley faces for my daughter. But yeah, over some pasta. Really cheap as well. That was really cheap to make. Definitely well under a £5 for that. And then if you serve it with like baguette or even slices of bread and butter. Healthy, not one of these cheese mixes with additives in. Proper cheese sauce with cheese. And peas and tuna and breadcrumbs. I didn't taste the cheese sauce. Oh, it's going to be nice. Anyway, thank you for watching. Results coming up now. And here it is. I've served it with some onion rings, which I will dip into the cheese. I know that's really nice. It smells like 1980s to me. It smells like childhood and home. But like I said, if you don't fancy this, the cheese sauce recipe will serve you right. It's delicious. Thanks so much for watching. I'm going to go and eat my tea now. Hee hee.